run that all by again.
Let's see. Pretty much building tunnels now. We need tunnels. They won't be like this, but they serve a good proof of concept for what I need. The monorail was quite huge. Let's start as we always start. Let's turn on the gay colors. Yes. So yeah, we're pretty much building the ridges for the infrastructure of the whole island. So that's pretty much where we're at right now. We got the bridges, which is modular, and we have these beautiful two pieces, the end piece and this, and it splines quite nicely. And then we have the monorail, which is super huge in game. And the train itself is humongous. As you can see from the concept, like the monorail is. This is a bit exaggerated, but it's pretty much the train is humongous that goes on. That's its transport train. And now we need the tunnels of them. Tunnel. So yeah, folks, we're pretty much building the infrastructure of the island. Tunnels, rails, bridges. That's where we at right now. Seeing what fits. Because we wanna have folks literally taking the risk, even dinosaurs, just humans, to walking through a tunnel. So if you die, it's on your own volition. Yeah, I'd like to extend this now. Put another 100. Walk on the spot. We'll duplicate this. Some 30 centimeters. Fill the edges. Okay, that looks cool. See. Look, the mono looks fine. What else? What else do we have here which would serve our purpose, right? I have no idea, guys, if you saw this concept. Mm, Have the ridge, have the below. I wish I could show more. The things I know, it's not good. I know I'll screw it up once on stream, so let's just keep it to a minimum. Okay, we won't do the rocks right now. That will be in another piece of tunnel. Pretty much designing a generic type of tunnel, but I'm looking. Hmm? What do you mean by functional? Is the best question. Drivable. Let's say this. It will be usable of sorts. Of sorts. How? Won't say. Yeah, but it will be somewhat usable. Let's keep it at that. Because it's a big thing. The monorail itself. So since it goes around pretty much the whole map, which again I can show. uh, it goes around the map, which means the monorail is somewhat of a way to get to some locations, but at the same time, the monorail will be broken at some parts. Other parts will be under construction, not for the monorail itself, but like if it extends somewhere, so you can like get caught up and pretty much screw yourself over, especially if you're a dinosaur. So we'll see how that goes. We don't want it to be frustrating in a sense, but it's your own mistake. So if you die, we pretty much don't give a shit. Like you should know better. That's the point. To go both. I'm building a tunnels for a reason, but it's just not for the monorail itself only. Like this tunnel, and I screwed it up. This tunnel itself will be. This is a generic tunnel for let's say roads. but we will feature something like this. This requires far more delicate work. It's if we want to keep it like this, let's say, because it looks quite spacious and really nice. But at the same time, once you enter a tunnel, like I said, risk and reward, you can screw yourself so badly by going here that both human and dinosaur alike. We'll see how that goes. There has to be some balance, especially for the humans. I mean, they are fragile, like any creature, but if you know to use your weaponry and stuff like that, uh, like the movie Predator sums it up quite good. Like you can have all the weapons you can, but unless you like adapt and know your weapons and know how to hunt, it's a totally different ballgame. If you know how to shoot with a human, you'll have, let's say, an advantage, but at the same time, if you know how to play a dinosaur correctly, you should be able to at least once get a human off guard and goodbye. But again, do you want to risk your I don't know how many hours you've grown that dinosaurs to just be like killed off by a well, honestly, there's been no talk about it, but you gotta understand, it's a multiplayer game. Having stuff like that and destruction in general, it's something that like we'd like to have, but at the same time, it's on the technical aspect, it's super complicated to add. It would be cool. Like if you ask me, I would always have destruction like Red Faction Gorilla, for instance. But it's not something you can't feasibly have, especially with the amount of world items, props. Like Red Faction Gorilla was an engine specifically designed just for that, and you can see it lacking in other stuff. So it's like we've decided what we wanted, and some type of destruction we will have. How far and how much? Now that's a different ball game. All I'll say, we have issues, and it's pretty much. And the worst part, it's not of our own volition. So it's fun. It's all I say. Epic has been always fun, but yeah. Let's start with this, just to keep it more frisky. Dockyards, so plural, and it's been going quite well. Been going really well actually. But there's a specific aspect I can't tell you about until it's officially released. It's going to be fun, but I'm actually I want to talk about it, but until it's released, but I think it will be a blast. It's a very specific. There are very specific locations, and they look up to par what we plan to. And not only that, added a few things. Hopefully, when it, like I said, comes out, it should ramify a lot of missing locations, points of interest. We're pretty much doing that. I've laid foundations, which I've posted images of. So I think it should look and be quite good, if you ask me at least. I've confirmed that I will work on that. What type? That is something we'll get to when we get to. But the humans will have a variety of stuff, especially with the loot system, which I can't talk about a lot. But the looting system will be not just location based. It will be some sort of crafting will definitely be in, but it will be different species wise. That's the big thing. Hmm. Yeah, they were when the monorail. If it's a tunnel for a smaller monorail part, they will just like feel like an extension. Well, it's 1,000 centimeters on its width, and height wise, like the highest point is 12 meters. So in height and in width, 10 meters. Yeah, but this is a generic tunnel, so it's pretty much we'll have far larger tunnels like this. This is mostly a road tunnel rather than a monorail. Like the train itself, if this thing doesn't crash, the train itself is humongous. I don't have a concept right now, but this like if the train will have to be inside the monorail, like this would be the entrance of the monorail itself. Like how, if we just put it, how big the train itself would be. This is pretty much the tunnel for the monorail. But this is just a generic tunnel, just for roads, just a small sidewalk for pedestrians, which we'll see if I want to keep. But I think it will be a good addition to the tunnels. Yeah, this is the monorail at this current stage. It's blineable. I think this part is hidden. Should not be visible. Be there. So we'll see. And this is the bridge. Yeah, I have no idea if you've seen the bridge. This is the bridge. And this is the end piece, and this is the middle piece. And it's lines as well. So yeah, we're just fitting up the infrastructure, as I said. So just like the whole point of the modular kit for these type of environment pieces is, yes, to have middle sections, have broken sections, have eventually even caved in sections. Why not? Is to have a variety which would be cool and which would lead to more paths. So if we have a tunnel system, we would like, let's say that this is a tunnel system, and the whole blue line is actually in a mountain like this. Why did you not paint? Let's just add another color. Red. Okay. So the red is actually the mountain. And let's say this blue line is the tunnel itself. So what we want to do is, okay, this is a tunnel piece, and we want to add like section here where you could not only would be this type of model that's like a station. We want to like literally make an exit out of the mountain from this station, and then this is another part of station, and we want to add like stuff like these to connect them. And not only that, we want to like add cave-in, so you have to use this type of tunnel if you want to go around through the mountain rather than through the swamp, let's say. It's pretty much what we're aiming for, is to have variation, but at this moment, we want to settle for the infrastructure, which means getting all of the base pieces set. Does it work? Yes, it does. Let's then add variations. Since this is pretty much a level design thing as well, so this is not, at least now, until we have the design itself where all of the infrastructure will be, there's no point of focusing on a lot of variations until we get the base done. So yeah, we want to do a lot of stations, more paths, maybe even fake paths, like you literally walk a lot, you see the exit, you see the light, and it's literally caved off. And then you just wasted a lot of time, and if a human is here, you're dead. So that's what we want to do. But how branched out and how far this will go, it's totally a different question, because this is pretty much then a location. So it takes a lot of time to figure out what works, what not in this type of scenario. But it is a goal which we strive for. So we'll see how that actually goes for. But we're just currently building the base pieces. At least I'm building the base pieces of these. I'm building the foundations of the locations, which you've seen. I've posted a few times. It's just to, okay, let's get the base thing done, and then we can focus far more on refining details. But for the locations, we want to keep them. When we post them, we want to keep them as is. Just add a lot more detail later on, even though they are already heavily detailed. At least for the first stage, we went beyond. On locations where it makes sense, that would be good. Where it makes sense again. What we do in the environment as well, what Jace does mostly, is a good example would be a stream and algae. And we wouldn't put algae all over the thing on that little pond. We would put it on the end because the stream is pushing it away. That would be my fairest answer. So if it makes sense, I'm sure we'll do some kind of environmental, like overgrown. And not only that, we're doing a damage pass on all of the buildings, making them far more refined, which means dust, leaks, extended piles on the edges or corners of the buildings of just it's like not sand but accumulation of dirt and stuff like that. We want to like do the whole kit of just extending all of the locations to make them far more not only eye pleasing but make them make sense environmental wise. So it's in the works, yeah. It's in the works. Still looks far too big for me. Pull it down. This is the bridge, if I can get it. Let's actually hide the tunnel. Let's hide the monorail. And let's... Why can't I select you? Yeah, this is the concept art for the bridge.
That looks dope.
And this is the bridge itself.
Nice.
So it's a splinal, and that's pretty much why it's in two pieces. You add this, and then you just take this and... Okay, this is a bad representation, but anyway, you add with a spline multiple chunks, and then it's just you can make it curved even and go up and down and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And this is the bridge itself. If you want to take a good look at it.
Let's run that all by again.